my position on Israel, which is just apparently that I don't want Israeli civilians to be killed. I think Israeli civilians deserve empathy. That's a perfect wedge issue, guys.
Faces.
Because they're great. Yeah, and they're saying I'm transphobic.
Wait, what?
He's once again calling me transphobic.
What?
He tried that before.
Where is he
I
getting
forget
that
why.
from?
Effective wedges and
I wasn't sure.
making
I was
people
confused by that too.
Anyway,
is he
yeah.
referring to you as being transphobic,
Yes.
or is he just saying that these are wedge issues?
He has tried to call me transphobic before. Over what was that? There's something happening, and he's like, "Oh, is it maybe because this person's trans?" Like out of nowhere. Remember, it was during our.
Oh wait, well, was it because Keffels was on his side of the whole thing? So was it? Were you attacking Keffels?
I was
or something.
Oh, so maybe it was
Maybe.
I was having a dispute with a trans person that had nothing to do with their transness.
Right, it had to
obviously.
do with
And he's
Wally.
like, "Oh, really? Is it because they're trans?" It's like, oh my god.
I could
nice
be
guy.
misremembering that though. So I
It's
don't-
something like
think,
that.
I
It
think
is
you're right.
something.
It's about Lolly Hill.
Oh yeah,
think it
dying
was-
on Lolly Hill.
It was the Lolly Hill stuff.
Keffels died on Lolly Hill that day.
Yeah,
A lot of good people
And-
fell
and-
that day. Tip.
big tip.
Tipsters
we
out
lost
there.
Big Tip that day.
The crows are feasting.
Cheers, my dude.
Cheers, my horse. Love ya. No pedo.
Man, the crows are feasting on Lolly Hill.
Okay.
But you didn't have to die out there for this fucking guy. And like, I think they actually did get somewhat perma canceled for that. Like, it's just you don't want that. That's the last thing you want to associate with your
Yeah.
name. Like Keffels and Tipster, they're so irrelevant now because
We're-
they died on Lolly Hill.
Yeah.
Was Tipster.
Say those words.
It was a hard one losing Big Tip.
Yeah.
Me too. I know that
Yeah,
hurt.
That really hurt.
that one hurt.
Why did you do that, Tip?
Fucking sucks. I wish he apologized.
Do that.
It was such a loss.
Yeah. At least we
Yeah.
got Diorio now to replace that kind of void.
We
I don't
do got
have-
Dior,
I like
though.
Dory.
Dioria does not have.
No.
I mean, play it, Zach, please. The original, the classic.
Cheers, my dude. Love ya. No homo.
No, of course, Nicholas Diorio has his own.
Listen, give him time.
At least
Give him
I've seen
time.
what a vagina looks like.
Yeah, it's not the same, guys.
All our
Just-
guys
I
are
don't know.
fallen, man, and Bobby's gone. Isn't he like totally like annihilated? What's the deal with Bobby? You know, AB?
There's a whole drama with him.
You're muted.
Bobby is posting some different content I've been seeing recently. He's yeah, I'll find it before I talk on it.
What kind of content is he posting?
Just gonna put my headphone back on.
Is it a genuine question?
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that like his full-time thing now? Or
Olivia
they
just
them?
ran
I
from the
think Bobby
bathroom.
uses they them pronouns.
wow.
Okay, Bobby, I'll respect your
Yeah,
pronouns.
I'm really happy for them. They seem to be
Bobs, you're finding yourself.
being proud.
I can see why, though. Bobby, you have to understand. You and your friends were the edgiest shitbags in the fucking internet. And then all of a sudden, you know, you're kind of like, I'm they, and I'm trans. It's like you couldn't have positioned yourself worse with the people you were associated with. I accept you as who you are.
Good news,
course.
they're gonna shed their bigoted audience, so they're gonna have a much nicer group of people watching.
I guess that's true.
But I think that, and unfortunately, I'm saying, I think that's all of them.
So they're gonna
What is the drama?
Yeah.
What is the drama? Is it just that?
I don't know if I didn't want to say it until I. Oh, God. Okay, he's
sensitive.
embracing it.
We shouldn't talk off the cuff about it. It's,
So he's embracing it. So it was discovered he had
they had.
They discovered that Bobby had an OnlyFans as a kitty girl or something. Was it a kitty girl thing or a trans? I forget. Maybe both. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly.
Ethan, without having it's
Okay,
too sensitive.
You're the one that said talk about it.
No,
What do you
No,
mean?
he's saying let's not talk off the cuff.
I was
because
like,
we
I don't want to
didn't-
talk about it, and you guys were like, let's talk about it. Is that not what happened? Did I
I
misunderstand?
didn't hear that.
Well, anyway.
Talk about the allegation.
Listen, I was just trying to. I didn't want to say anything until he was comfortable to talk about. But he just posted this on his public thing. He said straight, by the way, with a picture of him wearing high thigh
grave,
socks
bitch.
and the skirt. So
Bobby.
not that's him. This is him. He's coming. I'm sorry. They're coming out. They're coming out.
And good for them. live life how you want to, you know? Have fun.
But
Do what you gotta do.
Bobes, you'll
Shed the fence that you need to shed.
Bobes, you'll always be welcome in this community. Just keep giving us
bringing
those
those banger sound bites.
Exactly. As long as you're shouting crazy shit, we love you.
We
ride with you.
We don't care what you're wearing when you're shouting.
Here, Olivia found their tweet discussing it.
Okay.
It's worth
So
straight from the source here.
Bobes
Okay.
said the following: I feel like I came out as non-binary at the worst time in the worst way. That might be true, just considering how they found out. Happened during a mental health crisis. Didn't know that. Gender diversity discourse online is one of the most volatile it's ever been, and my gender expression seems to be the least expected type. Feminine with body hair. Oh, so okay, so he's.
Listen, first mistake, you're on Twitter. Like, get off of that.
Yeah,
There's
totally
no.
true. Although that's their whole thing, unfortunately.
Well,
Like if
it's time
anybody's
for new
built a career
beginnings.
around that hill site, it's them.
If Bobby wants to take care of it, of their mental health, first step, get off of X, Twitter.
I mean, that is good advice. You're not wrong.
But you were also a giant shitbag, so I feel like you need to make some amends too. Like, you can't just be like, "Oh, I'm trans now. Everyone be nice to me." It's like you were a fucking giant piece of shit to trans people, to gay people, to everybody on the internet. They were just a total fucking dickhead his whole life. So like, bro needs to come to God a little more. You know what I mean? Like, he's got some amends to make. You know, it's not like all of a sudden he's a great. Or sorry, where did Bobby say the pronouns is they? Because it seems like they's referring to themselves as a man here.
Usually neutral pronouns they them when someone
If somebody's
identifies as
non-binary,
non-binary.
it's fair to assume. But
Well,
I
okay,
guess we're not.
I mean,
totally certain.
They.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say he. He's referring to himself as a man in this tweet, and
It might be that they go by everything.
I mean, if he's
Possible.
not specifically said like my pronouns are they them, I don't think it's that big of a deal, is it? To be like I have to call them they them.
No, it's possible that it's not a big deal.
It's the safest and probably most.
I feel totally comfortable calling him until he says otherwise.
Okay.
I feel that's respectful, and I'm treating him like a human being. And he says he wants to eventually be feminine with body and facial hair is the end goal. I know I look 100% male right now. I don't know what's the pronouns, but until he's specified, then I don't see the need to.
What?
This is why I'm watching.
But anyway, I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, he was a giant piece of shit for a long time. So like, just because you're trans now doesn't mean you're a good person all of a sudden.
Dude, I am 100% and with mental illness, and I have mental illness. The worst is like, oh, I was just diagnosed like as severely depressed. But what about the Nazi rally you were at last week? Are we like cool with that now? Because you're depressed, or like
Yeah.
you just get a pass?
But that being said, I have an open heart and an open mind. I'm way open to the Bobby redemption arc. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that I'm open to it. That's it. Yeah.
Again, as long as the sound bites keep coming in, God bless.
That's all we care about.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
You guys are so dumb and pathetic in the chat. Literally wait till he comes out and says like, you can call me he. Like literally wait till he says my pronouns he. You stupid fucking woke fucks. I'm being respectful.
No, it doesn't need to be more than it is.
Why are you
like,
assuming his pronouns?
Well, it's not when you
You're
use
assuming his
when you use
pronouns.
neutral
He
pronouns.
hasn't clarified.
No, when you use neutral. Sorry.
Calm
when
down.
you use
No,
neutral
it's annoying
pronouns,
because
it's
people
the most respectful.
By the way, you people in the chat who are like, "Oh, Ethan fucking is L being like transphobic." It's like you are presuming his pronouns. And by the way, why are you being so militant about it? How does that help anybody? I'm obviously being respectful, and I'm waiting for him to clarify. Like you guys are fucking wrong. And if you ever want other people outside of your bubble to ever be respectful and take like trans people and non-binary people seriously, you have to fucking stop being so pathetically ridiculous when people are trying in good faith to make an effort and be respectful. Like you guys are fucking wrong.
If I can chime in also with trans people that I personally know, this is not what they want. They just want to be treated respectfully. And as long like what Ethan was saying was totally respectful, so it really doesn't matter. We don't need to make such a big deal about like he or they until it's like he's saying it. We don't even know. He might be totally fine with it. The point is that the conversation we're having is totally respectful and promoting like accepting everything. So I don't understand why even go there.
That's like, it reminds me of this conversation like when Kendrick Lamar had on the Big Steppers. He had this track about how his aunt was trans and his coming to terms with this over the years. And he used derogatory language in that song as part of the story to show his transformation. And like people were like, oh, he's being homophobic, he's being transphobic because he said these words. It's like, can we please think a little fucking deeper than that? Can we please grow up? Like, he said the words in the context of a super fucking progressive song of inner exploration that was like, he was being so vulnerable and being like, I accept that I love that my aunt is now my uncle, and I love him. And the problem is that he said some derogatory words. Like, it's time to fucking get your shit together, okay?
The problem,
please,
and I think it should be obvious to all of us, the problem is like, let's say Eva, we already know she's a she and she goes by Eva. If you're on purpose not calling her she now, which is what she wants, then yeah, you're being transphobic, you know, because you're like not respecting her wishes now.
The second that Bobby is like, I'm go by she or they, then obviously I'm gonna do my best to respect the pronouns, you know. But it's not obvious to me that that's the situation. I didn't mean to apologize. People are saying I yelled at you, Olivia. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Okay.
I get so annoyed when I'm like, I'm here doing the right thing. I feel like I'm doing my best here. And then the chat is like losing their fucking mind over something that is so ridiculous. Like, you are missing the forest for the trees. And also, I don't know that they're fucking even right. Like, I'm not going to assume his pronouns.
I have clarification on it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Chat. Apparently, Bobby has said repeatedly they use all pronouns. They don't care.
That's it. So what? So like, there's not a trans person in this room. Bobby doesn't care about what pronouns you use for him. And you guys are in the chat shouting at how I'm wrong. Like, how pathetic are you? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not assuming his pronouns. And fuck all these people.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
and I'm not yelling at you. I'm just... Anyway,